If you are also feeling the craziness of the world, if you're feeling angry, manipulated, confused about what's happening, this video is for you because I just had a client and she came to me to the session today feeling really angry and confused. And she said, I want to open my pineal gland because I do not know what to do anymore. I don't know what's truth, what is lies. I want to know the truth for myself. She said, I am tired of feeling manipulated and I don't even know if I'm mourning for the right reasons. Around the Charlie thing that was going on, I'm not very familiar because I'm not very much into the news, but I've heard a little bit about that. And in the session, we dropped into her body and we first tried to identify what is actually happening in her body. And the only thing that she could feel was a lot of confusion in her mind. But then the confusion, once we really connected with the confusion, it brought up a lot of anger in her body. And once she started speaking to the anger, she could feel how painful it is. And then she was able to connect with the pain that's in her gut. And it was like a dark, dense ball in her gut. In this technology, the way we work, we want to first identify what it is in the body and then start developing intimacy and relationship with it. I'm not going to go too much into the whole process, but in this situation, we started to connect with the pain in her stomach. In the beginning, she thought that this painful ball is the one that's causing the confusion and the manipulation and all of that. So she wanted out of her. But then when we slowly got to know it, she actually found and realized that this ball actually had information for her that was pretty freaking important about what she wanted to know. So in this video, I want to share with you what are the messages that came up for her through everything that's happening in the world right now. And the way that I work with clients is with energy weaving. So with the energy weaving, I'm able to connect them with different parts of themselves to connect with their own inner knowing or parts of themselves that are more broad, like ancestors, star families, spirit guides, loved one who passed, etc. So in the beginning, she didn't want to connect with it because she thought that this was the piece that was causing all of this. But then I was kind of telling her, we're just going to take it really, really, really slow. And we're just going to explore. We're just going to try to have a relationship with this black dense ball and just ask it because it may have a lot of information that may be important for you. I don't know, maybe. And that's usually how it is. So in the session, we were able to ask it questions, and then the messages she started to receive that she was shocked about was, this is a distraction. Everything that's happening in the world right now, I mean, specifically around the Charlie Kirk thing that she felt very activated by, the message she received around that was that it's a smoke and mirror. It's a distraction from actually what's happening in reality. And then she kept asking it questions about the event. She asked, was it real or not real? And the message she received, it was yes and no. What came up for me as I was with her is yes, it could be yes, it was real. It can be no, it was not real, kind of depending on what perspective are you looking through. What are the lens that you're looking through? And I invited her to continue to ask questions that are related to her own personal life specifically. For example, one of the questions that I invited her to ask was, how can I not get distracted in my personal life? And the message she was receiving is, don't watch the news. You have nothing to be afraid of, but don't watch the news. And I invited her to keep asking questions like you're talking to a dummy, right? This is how I like, because I like to get really specific and clear around things. So she said it's really hard for her to stop watching the news. So I invited her to share that it's really hard for her to stop watching the news. And if there's a specific guidance on a practical advice or suggestions on how to do it. And the message she received is, find different things to do in your life. Focus on your life, live your life. And the message that she kept receiving is, go outside. But she doesn't like to go outside and be around people. And so what came up for her was to just be outside in nature, just to go outside in nature and be in nature. I decided to come and make a specific, unique video about this because this is so freaking important for whoever is watching it. So the way that I was describing it to her, think of a building. A building, and the first floor is where there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos and loud noises and confusion. Think of all the drama and all the confusion that we are experiencing from the world. Think of it as the first floor. And it's not like to look at it as like better or less. It's a matter of choice. If you're choosing to be in the first floor, if you're choosing to be among the drama and stay confused, that is a choice that you make consciously or unconsciously, I guess. However, if you go up to the second, third, or fourth floor, every floor that you go above, the perspective that you have is totally different. It's totally shifting. All of a sudden, the first floor doesn't look the same at all on the fourth floor. When you're looking from the fourth floor down to the first floor, it doesn't look the same than you're in the first floor when you're in it. So what I invited her to kind of see and look at is, you do have a choice. And every single one of you that's watching this video, you have a choice. Do you want to stay in the distraction? Do you want to get distracted, basically? Do you want to just stay confused and be manipulated? Or do you choose to not choose that, right? So do you choose to go to a few floors above and look at the chaos from a different point of view? So this is something that I really wanted to speak to and invite you, because we do have a choice. We do have a choice to not look at the news, or maybe look in a way that's like healthy and not get caught up in the drama. We do have a choice to connect with the earth. We do have a choice to connect with ourselves, because what I was describing to her and how I see the world is that the world is always going to match your inside. Whatever you see in the outside world is always going to match your internal reality of what's actually happening inside of you. If there's something out there that is bothering you, that you don't like what you see, there's something that you get to choose differently. There's something that you get to go inward and work on within you to shift that. And I'm not saying that if you're choosing a different frequency, and if you choose to not listen to the news, and if you choose to surround yourself with people who are also vibrating on that frequency, where they're choosing themselves and they're choosing to connect with themselves and with the earth. I'm not saying that in this place you can't see what's happening in the world. You can definitely see what's happening in the world, but it's impacting you less and less. It's like it feels more distant. So I can tell you from my own experience that in the last 4 days, especially in the last 2 days, I've been feeling a lot of grief. The grief that I have been feeling is the grief of the earth. I feel very, very, very connected to the earth. And I was noticing yesterday that I was a little like something was off. And I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to just lay on the grass. And also today, I've just been feeling like I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay on the grass. I want to turn off my phone. I actually deleted my social media for today, and probably, I don't know, until further notice, because I wanted no social media and just laying on the earth. And I realized last night that this weird thing that felt off for me was feeling the grief and the anger of the earth. And what was coming up for me personally is I could really feel like, if I am really feeling the earth and I'm really empathizing with the earth, what I could feel is how angry and how much she's grieving around the separation. The fact that we're still doing it as humans. Like, we're still kind of like addicted to this place of like, it's us versus them. And I understand that the programmings run really deep and that it's like a human thing. But that's something that I personally felt angry about. And I felt like this is me feeling the earth. I felt like she has been grieving and feeling angry about the separation and the forgetting that we are all the same, that there's no difference, that we just forgot that we are the same. People being caught up in the drama, in the distraction from the distraction that's actually happening, like what came up from my client, which to me, the distraction is we're being distracted from ourselves. We're being distracted from the earth. We're being distracted from our multidimensionality. We're being distracted from our own bodies. We're being distracted from our own divine, sovereign multidimensionality. This is like very, very, very big and important thing for me to come here and share today, because you, the person who's watching this, when you are choosing to get distracted and to get caught up in the confusion and the drama, first of all, you're the one who's not, I'm sure it doesn't feel very good. Like, I don't think like feeling confused and angry and maybe not doesn't feel really good unless it feels good to you. I don't know, but that's fine. If that feels good to you, that's okay. But when we are really focusing on ourselves and our own inner alignment and our community and aligning our community to that same place of people who are caring about the earth and about each other and about unity consciousness, and we're connecting back into the earth that's right below our feet, that always says something to us. She's always communicating with us, and she has a lot of feelings about what's happening right now. And we're just being distracted from that, from our truth, from who we really are. Then I just want to maybe bring to your attention that this is something that you're choosing and that you can easily choose something different. And it's just a matter of, like, I guess, your preference. So I wanted to come and share this because I feel like I have a lot of compassion for how we forget as humans. We forget. We just forget a lot of the times. We remember for a moment that everything is inside of us, that if something out there is happening, is maybe reflecting something inside of me that I need to look into within me. And I understand that we may forget sometimes. So I just really want to come here and share this reminder. So I would love to hear your comments. What do you have to say about this? Where does this video caught you? Was this a helpful reminder for you? Or do you have any other thing to share? I would love to hear in the comments below. What I'm talking about here, this is something I teach in ROM technology. It's a technology of remembrance, rerouting back to our bodies, rerouting back to the earth, rerouting back to our true essence underneath all the layers of programmings and traumas, rerouting back to our star origins, to our soul's origins. So if you are feeling a draw to energy weaving, deep chakra work, or stepping into service, energy weaving and deep chakra work, those are the two foundations that are sitting as the foundation for this technology, as well as the actual process usually involves universal parts work and somatic work. If you are feeling a draw to either energy weaving, deep chakra work, or stepping into service, I invite you to check out the links in the description below. There's a link to book an interview with me. I would love to interview you and to talk to you about your path, about your journey, about your soul's purpose. What I found from those interviews, most women I've interviewed found it to be very helpful and clarifying for their path. So it's a win-win situation, because the reason why I do those interviews is for my research for this process of birthing ROM technology. So check out the links in the description below. If that's you, I would love to chat with you. Thank you for watching. I'm sending you so much unconditional love and light and magical energies all around you.